Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nikki Lubing and I help teachers increase their income by establishing multiple streams of revenue. And I have been working on OutSchool now as one of my main sources of income. One thing I learned about recently to make my classes more engaging at OutSchool was the website Nearpod. I checked this app out, or maybe it's not an app, it's a website, but I checked it out maybe a week or two ago, and I still have yet to try it in my classes. But I am setting up my first presentation to include Nearpod. I use Google Slides, so I watched Lainey from This Is Life with Lainey, and her YouTube is Lainey Goff. And then I also watched Pocket Full of Primary because she uses Google Slides too. And she talked about how she uses Nearpod with her Google Slides. So I'm going to be walking you guys through how I'm creating this presentation and how I'm going to incorporate Nearpod with engaging activities which can make your lesson really interactive on OutSchool. And the reason I wanted to record myself doing this is because a lot of times when we start something new, we have tons of questions. So I feel like I can answer those questions for you coming from the perspective of a person who's doing it for the first time. So let's take a look inside my Google Slides so you can see how Nearpod works in Google Slides. Come on, let's go. Here I am in the Google Slides presentation that I plan to use for my first Nearpod lesson. And what you have to do first is create your Nearpod account. And I just use mine through Gmail. So what you do next is you click on add-ons, and I have to move myself out of the way here. So you're going to click add-ons and then get add-ons. And you can actually see that Nearpod comes up for me. You want to make sure you add Nearpod for Google Slides because there's another option. It was just like the general Nearpod, but you want to make sure it says for Google Slides if you're using it for this purpose. So I already have it in here, so I'm not going to use that because I already have it. But when I want to start adding Nearpod activities to my Google Slides, I still have to click add-ons and then I click Nearpod and open Nearpod, and that's where this little sidebar comes up here. One of the things that I saw Lainey talk about was the 3D, the Nearpod 3D. And since we're learning the words big and small, I thought it would be fun to ask the students if it's big or small using this tool. So I'm gonna add in, I wonder if there's something like the um, the ruins in Mexico. Here's an Aztec temple. So something like that I thought would be cool to show the students. Let's see if I can do another one. So as we're looking at it, then I'm going to say, ¿es grande o pequeño? ¿Es grande o pequeño? Let's look at environment. A ladybug. That's perfect. So maybe I could do a couple of these. Maybe I'll do like 4 of them. So 2 small and 2 big. So killer whale would be great. And the nice thing about this is that you can just click the option you want to include in the Google slide, and then you don't have to like add an extra slide or anything. It just adds it for you. Because that was one of the things that I learned is, okay, I thought I had to click an extra slide and then click the little activity that I wanted to incorporate, but you don't have to do that. I don't know why this one is taking so long. There we go. All right, and then we'll do one more big one or one more small one. We'll see if the kids think the picture is big or small. They might get confused with that. We'll find out. But I'll warn them like, okay, let's think about it realistically if you see this in person. Is it big or small? Okay. Now, another activity that I have is the matching pairs activity. So, with this, they not only learned big and small, but they're also learning hardworking and lazy. So, I have that in here so they can remember those. And then I keep using those throughout. So, I'll show you guys how I create those as well. I have intelligent, studious, athletic, artistic. I do 4 words at a time so they can take a few words in at a time. So now I'm going to click matching pairs. You can add images for this, but I have to upgrade my account, I think, for this to work or it's taking a minute for my account to upgrade because I just upgraded it and for some reason, it's still not letting me add in. Oh, there now it is. I think it just took like 10, 15 minutes for my account to realize that I upgraded. So now it's letting me add the photos again. When you have a free account, it only allows you so much space to add in images. And I don't know if this is gonna like work for me to keep adding photos in because I have so many photos as a language teacher. So I might have to do just English word, Spanish word, but this one is estudiosa. And then we have inteligente, artística, artística. It's interesting it gave me spelling. It used autocorrect for Spanish. Very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to click save. And it doesn't, for some reason, when you add stuff in, it goes back to the top of the presentation, which is kind of annoying. At least for me, that's what it's doing right now. I can't find where this is. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. So, yeah, I don't know why it does that. It like loses its place. And then I have a few more words here, so I can do another matching pairs, but I'm not going to keep showing you guys that. So yeah, I just tried a few different things and wanted to let you guys know how I was doing with my first presentation and what I plan to incorporate. So if you're thinking about using Nearpod, don't let it stop you. Like, don't let the idea of it being too difficult stop you. It's actually pretty easy. So when you're at the point where you want to share this with students, let's say you're an out school teacher like I am, you're going to click save and go to Nearpod. And it's saving right now. Now, I already tested this out as a student with like using it as a teacher and then having the student side of it as well. And I do recommend you do that for the first time so you get that feel and you feel confident for when you do share it with your students. I have shared other things with my students in Google or in OutSchool before, apps that they use during class. So I have used boom cards during class. And if you check out my last video, I talked about boom cards and how I use them. And the students, I just send them a link and they go straight to the app. So that's how I plan to share this with them as well, because you do have to use the presentation in Nearpod if you have these interactive activities in Google Slides. So you're going to click live participation. And then it generates this code, but you're not going to copy the code, you're going to copy the link. And that's the link you're going to share with students, whether you share it with them in the chat box in class or if you want to share it with them beforehand to make sure they have it open up before class starts. You could do that as well. So I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to X out of this. Now I want to just show you guys, this is what the teacher side looks like. Now, if I go, I'm just opening like a different tab, and this is the student side. Now I am entering just as myself. I'm going to click join lesson and I see exactly what, as a student, I see what's on the teacher's. Hang on a second. I have a bunch of other tabs open. So this is the teacher side and the student sees exactly what I see. Teacher side, you have this blue top. You have the blue at the top. You have the arrows to click forward and backward. And then you also have, let me pull this up a little bit. Sorry. So you also have the Nearpod activities in here. So if I go forward, it goes forward on the student side as well. When you get to the Nearpod activity, this is what you're gonna see, and then here's what the student sees as well. So let's see here. You can rotate the object. So left click and drag, right click and drag. Let's see what this says. Zoom camera, scroll, double click to reset. So let's try it. So woo, woo. Wow, that's cool. I love it. Now if I want to zoom in, double click. No. If I want to zoom in, I'm on a trackpad. So you can, ooh, that's cool. You can zoom in. And now I can see on the inside. Ooh, look at inside there, guys. Okay. Double click. Double click. There we go. So when you double click, it goes back to normal. So I'm going to say, clase, ¿es grande o pequeño el pirámide? Or es grande o pequeño? Is it big or small? And then they'll tell me. Now, let me go back. I don't see how. So this is why it's good to test. Now, when I just kind of I have a trackpad, so I just brought my fingers together like that to get back to the slide. So let's go to the next one. And then again, the students are going to see what I see. So I want to zoom in. Woo! And then I'm going to, go like that. Clase, ¿es grande o pequeño? La mariquita. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. So that just makes your class a little bit more fun and interactive. Now let's see on the student side. Ooh, they're not seeing the same thing as I am. Why not? Let's see. Maybe, is there something I have to do? Yeah. Okay. So I want to click, oh, hey, that's really important. So you want to click share for them to be able to see it. So let's go back. So if oops, sorry. So if I want to make sure that they see what I'm seeing, why isn't it doing anything? I want to pull out this and see if it's doing what I see. That's too bad that they're not seeing it. I have to figure out why they're not seeing. Let's do this. Oh, maybe the students make it interactive too. So let me see. Let me try that. Yeah, the student has to do it. Okay. I thought they were going to see exactly what I was doing on the screen. So again, this is why I'm showing you as a newbie. So you can see the experience as a newbie, what I'm going through. Okay, we're going to the next one. Ooh, cool. Killer whale. And they can do the same thing on their end. This is the student side. All right. Es grande o pequeño? I'll ask them. And we'll do one more. Ooh, gross. All right. So, very cool to practice some Spanish vocabulary. So now we are I'm going to click Start Activity. This is what the student sees. Time for matching pairs. You will have 30 seconds. Wait for your teacher. Ready, set. And then they're seeing this as I'm seeing this. Let's go. Now I'm going to play the student. One thing to notice about the instructions, if you include instructions, there's a drop-down menu. See the little blue sign? There's like a little blue button with a caret where you can click it so it goes up. I did have a student that was really confused by that. She's like, I can't see above this. How do I do this? So, and she's a little bit younger. I think she's like 8 or 9 years old. And I had to have her share her screen so I could show her what was going on because I did not remember that. I was like, wait, what's happening? Because I couldn't see her screen. So when I had her screen share, I was like, oh, just click the blue button. And then she was able to um, figure it out. So just keep in mind that if you do have instructions and you're with younger learners and they don't know to click on that little blue instruction symbol, then you might have to show them how to deal with that. Okay, let's get back to the tutorial. Click got it. That's what the student will have to do. Now they will still see this until I click and the timer is done. So let's see what happens when the timer's done. Now they see time's up. So if the student did not finish, that's what they will see. And I'm going to click over here and then now we're on to the next activity. Let's see here. Now we're going to do another matching activity. So I'll click start activity. And this one is just words because I was telling you guys earlier, I did not have the photo option when I updated my account. So desorganizado is disorganized, organizado, bueno, malo. And then we got it. We'll go to the next one. So I do some teaching slides. We review. Now this is interesting because this on Google Slides, I'm actually glad I noticed this. These are not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be animated, so they wouldn't appear. Let me show you in here. It's easier if I show you in here. Let's go to the slide I was on. So if I click present, you see there's nothing on the slide. It just says como se dice, and then it will appear as the students tell me the answers once I click on it. So that's interesting. I don't know if there's a workaround for that or not. I guess what I have to do is delete these and just not have the answer on there. Or what I could do as well is like just see if their pronunciation is correct. And then we have another activity. And I think that's the end of all the activities I have so far in Nearpod. All right, you guys, let me know in the comments if you plan to use Nearpod in your online class, or even if you're a brick and mortar teacher, I'm sure you could find it a way to use it that way too. So comments away, are you going to use Nearpod? Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a small channel, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Adios.